Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to South Jersey, and more importantly, welcome back to Bohurt. It's been a long COVID season, and I have been waiting so long to get back to you all, but here I am. So I'm so excited. We're in my lovely backyard of South Jersey. My backyard being, of course, the city. This is indeed Sean Krakenslayer's backyard. But it is quite lovely. We got a nice stream both that you're watching and a lovely stream that we're watching in the background there as we get set to have some Bohurt action. And today we got a lovely one. We have the Iron Lions kind of closing out a bit of a welcome tour that they've been on. Fairly new team, but within the past 5 weeks or so, I've had 4 separate matches. They've been just like on a murder spree going up and down the Atlantic. But they've decided to grace us by coming up to South Jersey and challenging the Pine Barrens, who I could say just because it's my team, and of course there's no bias at all, but they've been putting in serious work. This is going to be a showing for a lot of new fighters. So whenever you have you new fighters on the field, those are wild cards at hand. But as we kind of take a look at the teams, I want to bring everyone up to speed because if this is your first time watching, first I want to say welcome and congratulations. You've solved the treasure hunt of life. You've come to the prize at the end of the road, and it is Bohurt. So to break down what you're going to be watching tonight, because we want everyone on the same page, we're going to go through a 4-quarter style ACS match. So what that means, if you're used to football, American football that is, hello to my other international viewers, but we're doing it kind of like American football style. So essentially there are 4 quarters, each comprised of 15 minutes. The two teams are going to be competing to try and get the most points possible, and the team that gets the most points wins. You will not see a stop of action unless you see possibly a safety concern or possibly some other form of ref stoppage. Otherwise, the clock is going, and that 15 minutes is getting ever so thinner. Each quarter will start with 3 rounds of singles. Those singles are point-based, based on the landed strikes that you land with your weapon. So the weapons will kind of vary depending on the fighters and the teams of what they approve on and kind of what they coordinate. But typically you'll see sword and shield, long swords, pole arms, kind of whatever the fighters agree upon ahead of time. Each fighter can win a maximum of 3 points with the kind of 3 rounds that are provided. But then we'll transition into the melee, and that's, I know, what everyone's tuning in for because it's hard not to keep some eyes on it. During the melee, the basic rules are anything goes. For the most part, there's certain areas that you can't hit, but for the most part, you're free to hit, chop, try and cross-check, do anything you can to get your opponent on the ground. The opponent is ruled down when they have 3 points of contact on the ground. So if they kind of put their hand down to catch themselves, that's considered down. If you reach down to pick up a weapon, you're considered down. We want to stay on your feet at all times. The round will be over when either one team is completely on the ground or there's a 3-on-1 because despite what Hollywood says, you're not walking out of that one and you're definitely not winning it. So for the interest of trying to keep our friends alive, we don't let 3-on-1s happen. But they are going to do the melee for the remainder of time allotted, which should be, if everything goes smoothly, 9 minutes. There'll be roughly a minute in between the Bohurt rounds, and again, there'll be 4 quarters. So the team that gets the most points at the end of those 4 quarters is the winner. Pretty simple, right? Luckily for me, I have someone else kind of counting, and I have another set of fingers here, so when I run out of these, I can keep going. But we'll try and keep you up to date. But here's the part that's going to get fun. Let's go through some of the roster because some of the fighters we have here, on the Pine Barrens, we have kind of a mix of some seasoned veterans and some rookies, which is going to be awesome. The Iron Lions, though, they have a team that has fought together consistently within the past month, and that does something that even if you have a team of veterans, they may not be in sync. There might be different fight styles. The Iron Lions have been fighting together consistently for about a month or two, and that is going to pay dividends. Looking at the Pine Barrens, because I know you heard, oh, wait, I want to hear these veterans. Who I got to keep an eye out for? Don't worry, Buttercup, I got you. First one, I know you know this guy because just like all you digital streamers and media consumers love, He is probably the most barbaric person you'll find on YouTube. You've seen him on the History Channel show Night Fight. He is indeed Paul the Barbarian Friedel. Excuse me, Paul the Barbarian Friedel. It's so excited I can't talk. He's kind of eyeing me up, so he might hit me. Gets me a little shaky. He is going to be wearing what's called a Kipchak helmet with a full face. He'll be easy to recognize. And he'll be one of the taller ones on the field. But there's another giant on the Pine Barrens that you need to keep a close eye on. That's going to be Ian Kansky. If that name also sounds familiar to some of my viewers that have been kind of following the sport for a little while, it's because he is a menace and a highlight reel as soon as he steps on the field. He is disgustingly strong, disgustingly tall, and freakishly fast. He is going to be coming out in a black bellows face helmet. You'll see it's kind of got like a little bit of waves on the face to kind of, for all my fellow people that do not have a master's in history like myself. I'm just in it for the sport. What can I say? Some of the other senior fighters that you're going to see out there, we're actually going to see CJ from Iron Crab Armories. He's been having a bit of injury problems and recently underwent some back surgery, but I'm so glad to see him back in the list. Back to be, actually, who's going to be doing the singles who you're going to see up first. She is the captain for today for the Pine Barrens, and that's going to be JoJo McCarville. Mighty, fiercey little JoJo. She is in a, can't tell if she's got the black into the shiny. She's got two different variants. Time since COVID. CJ Hackney is going to be his first time fighting ever. We got Riley Stewart, an old SCA guy who's been fighting a bunch with Rattan, but is going to be, I don't know. I'm saying this because he's on the other side of the list. Yeah, sorry, Josh. But he will be in the Barbute helmet. It is currently the only one that I can see. It's the blackened Barbute. I think there is another one that's a little shinier. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's someone with his exact helmet. So I think she's going to be with the sword and shield. You'll see him with the axe. Some other notable members. Like I said, a lot of these people, they have just been kind of just starting to get into it. So a lot of them you're going to see a lot of almost like they have something to prove. It's a new team. They want to put their name out. They've been putting in the work. So people like Damian Bruno with the wolf rib helmet. He'll be carrying a falchion. Ooh, excuse me, as well. Amber Parker, along with her husband Justin. Amber's got the black Barbute, similar to Josh's, but hopefully we'll be able to differentiate, or at least they don't go on the same time. Justin has got the Griffin helmet, and he's going to be carrying a two-hander. Most of them are going to be carrying two-handers, so it's a team that loves to be patient and chop if they can. Steve Kennicott with the black Griffin is going to be another one to keep in mind. He's waving at me now. Hi there. Another one with the two-hander. It's going to be fun to see him going out. Sean Levy out there with the Griffin. And for everyone that thinks I'm going a little too fast, don't worry. I'll break it down as it's happening. This is just the prime. You get the names ready. It's just like, getting you ready. You gotta stretch and warm up. Hear these names because you'll be hearing them a lot. Kevin Leclerc was going to be with the wolf rib. And I'm going to tell you right now, I already worry for some of them. These next two are wearing wolf ribs, and just a little part of me shakes every time I see those wolf ribs. But I guarantee they're safe. Don't worry. It's a safe sport. No one gets hurt. Sign the waiver. But you're going to see Kevin out there with a wolf rib, along with Alex Mordanian. Alex of the Moor. There we go. But Alex is going to have a wolf rib as well. Looks like probably going to go out with the two-hander from what I'm seeing right now. Both of them got two-handers. So going to be a little difficult to tell them apart. But a good way to find out who they are is to add the Iron Lions or Ironhide Academy on Facebook. I'm sure Josh would love to gush about each and every one of his fighters and some of the background behind them. So the best place to get a little bit more info is the Ironhide Academy or the Iron Lions on Facebook. Both the Pine Barrens and the Iron Lions are on Facebook. Check them out. They post updates, especially the Pine Barrens. The team captain, Sean Krakenslayer, yes, that is his birth name. He's been putting together a series of documentable and shareable practice techniques, practice formats, going from start to finish too. These are like for all my tabletop friends who love D&D. These are the full, like the prepackaged D&D adventures, but for practice. It's a great thing. And the best part, don't let them tell them I told you so, They're free. I know, right? It really is the best part. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and get this started. It looks like the teams are ready. They just did their weapons check, so looks like it'll be probably maybe another 5 minutes or so, hopefully less, before we can get this going. Sean. Okay, like I said, we're waiting on the official time, the card right now. I got it shown to me real quick, but unfortunately, I was a little distracted talking to you fine people. It's unfortunate for him, not for you. You're the people I love talking to. But we got JoJo up first. Like I said, she's been fighting for about 2 years. She got a good number of fights under her belt before COVID hit. But COVID seems to be kind of the great equalizer with some of these fighters. It's not one of those things that you can like necessarily practice on your own as effectively as with your team. So, especially with a lot of the grappling, definitely not advisable. If you're vaccinated and you feel comfortable with it, go ahead and practice grappling. If not, don't advise it. But that's my little PSA ahead of time. But I definitely see some of the teams starting to get ready, so we'll see them in a little. But we'll find out who JoJo's fighting in a minute. But I'm pretty sure if we want to go through, I'll check some of my notes. She will be fighting possibly either Megan or Amber, possibly, or at least the two females on the Iron Lions that I can see on my roster. So it's very well she could be fighting a man. In this sport, we don't necessarily delineate too much between male and female. Once that helmet goes on and the armor goes on, it's hard to tell anyways. As long as you're comfortable with it and it's consensual, go ahead and have at it. So, let's see if we can see JoJo getting ready. See, JoJo's getting ready to enter the list now. It looks like she'll be going with, might be a sword and buckler. And we're going to see who she's fighting. And let's see, with the Griffin helmet. Looks like she's going to be fighting Megan. Now, Megan, I could tell from the few weeks ago when I got to record their fights. Very good at singles and like really good on her feet when it comes to the melee. She'll be one to look out for once we get to the melee. But in this, it looks like we're going to see Megan and JoJo. And it looks like they are going to be going. I need to see what Megan has, but it looks like what they're going to be doing is arming sword and buckler. So like I said before, where it was 1 minute rounds with 1 minute downtime, this might be something unique where typically how these are ran is that it's a first to five. So the first one to land 5 good strikes from the waist up is declared the victor in this. It's an interesting technique. We'll see if it kind of plays out because these are much quicker rounds. There's not a 1 minute kind of hard stop on this. So we're going to see if they're going to go with those rules or maybe just try and do a singles round with that sort of weapon set. So we're going to see what they kind of decide right now. Looks like the refs are and the support staff are getting together to kind of see what's going on here. But once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Of course, I don't think I introduced myself. Very rude of me. My name is Ben Sugarman. You can find me on the Nightlife on YouTube.com. I do sort of fight breakdowns, very kind of fan-friendly, beginner-friendly, very much to kind of get everyone up to speed on the nature of the sport and what we do. And entering the list right now, we see Sean Kraken Slayer. This is his establishment, and he is one of the kind of pillars of the Atlantic region. You can see him enter in the list right now. And first up is Megan on the Iron Lions. The Iron Lions are in the kind of white and black lion tabards. And we have the Pine Barrens with the orange tabard. JoJo on the right. And we'll find out pretty quick if they're going the full minute or not. So this is going to... Yep, they are going to be doing a first to 5. All right, and it looks like the counters are set. The ref is in, and we are just about ready to start this Bohurt action as we welcome you to the scrimmage of the Pines. Could even say it's a little forest ambush or a pine scrimmage. If you want to go ahead in the chat and say what you think a better title would be, we're all ears. But with that, we're going. Megan's going light on the hits is a good approach. It does not have to be hard. JoJo's doing good, trying to get low and keeping the distance. Oh, but a good one with Megan, and it looks like Megan possibly won that round. And it looks like they're calling it on JoJo, so it looks like Megan takes that first round. When the first point goes to the Lions. Now, they're going to take a minute to rest, so we can see JoJo's doing a good job of kind of keeping the distance. A big thing with this is keeping distance. You do not want to kind of get caught unless you want to, getting too close. If you want to go in, you want to be the one that sets that going in. But right now, I think JoJo's kind of going a little too high and kind of getting a little kind of focused on the strikes. Megan, on the other hand, is doing a good job kind of maneuvering that shield. And what it could be, Megan's putting a little more power behind those shots. It could be a little bit to ref's discretion, whether they're counting it or not. But at least for counting, that was probably pretty close. So while I'm kind of nitpicking JoJo, I don't want you to think that she's down and out. She's definitely doing a good job. Very close. So they get a minute to rest, talking to their corners. It's very much kind of the MMA approach. The cornerman is essential. Get a cornerman that really knows how you fight and how to win in this sport, and you will go far. As we get ready for round 2, which leaves a lot more time for melees. As the ref brings them to the center. And we start the second round. Megan trying to go high. JoJo's trying to find an opening, going a little low in the leg. Megan's able to get it at the hip, which might be the deciding factor here. As they both reset. Megan being very methodical. She knows she's got an advantage. Good strike on the hip. Another good one on the hip. Yeah, and it looks like another one to Megan. So we're starting to see a little bit of the technique, and Megan is doing a great job of kind of finding that sweet spot at the hip. Again, the rules are that for the strikes to count, it needs to be above the hip. Chopping at the thighs is not exactly a technique that'll win or get any points for that matter. So we see JoJo's strikes going a little low, and I bet that's probably what's they're landing about the same amount of strikes, maybe Megan a little more, but Megan's getting that nice solid placement right on the hips, easy for the judges to deliberate. While you see JoJo's are sliding a little, while it may make contact on the hips, it may slide down a little, and the refs might not see it in time, which might be a contributing factor, but both of them putting on a good show for the sword and buckler. Very technical fight. Very much a chess match, as it is a sword and shield as well.
10 seconds.
As we get the 10-second mark, and the ref brings them into the center of the list. Sean again.
Players, are you ready?
Get in the center. Round 3, the deciding round. Megan able to get a little bit of a cross shot going off body on that one.
You got this, JoJo! You got this! Swing, JoJo!
It looks like some good strikes coming in. JoJo just seems a little hesitant almost. As another round goes to Megan. And that puts the Iron Lions up 3-0. Coming in strong. Going against the home team of the Pine Barrens. So we're going to put some time on the clock, a little bit of a reset as we get the melee started. We got a bit of the Iron Lions coming in. Josh is going to be leading his team. You can see him eagerly wanting to get into the list. But we can see Josh is going to be one of the ones entering. And it looks like they're getting called to go in. And what I like seeing on both sides is both sides are just resting with their helmets on, which is great to keep everyone ready to go in. Again, for all the new fighters, the rules are fairly simple. You can hit, you can cross-check, you can do grapple. Do whatever you need to do to get your opponent on the ground. Once they're on the ground, they stay on the ground. You can use them as kind of homemade obstacles to push them over. If there's a 3-on-1 or all the fighters on your team is down, then you lose the round and a point is awarded. So let's see if we can see who's on the Iron Lions. We definitely do have Josh on the left. We'll see who we can see. One of the Wolf Ribs is going to be, I think that is going to be Alex in the Wolf Rib right there. We'll see. See, it's hard to tell some of them apart. I know that nasal on the end there is Brad without the tabard. And let's see some of our Pine Barons. Let's see here. Taking a look at the list, I see that's CJ Hackney on the far side, along with Chris in the middle with that purple streak in the helmet. And let's see, that Griffin, the Sugarloaf is Andrew Becker. Great at staying up on his feet and a true tank. And then all the way on the right, we have Riley with the no-nose nasal. And then on that far side, we have a Manny Griffin who looks like is not going to be Nick. Unless it is Nick. He was saying he might have some little injury problem.
This is our start to
quick search to see if he is actually in the list.
You're on this side, I'll go over this side.
Okay, the 5 fighters are in.
Pine Barons, are you ready?
All right. Looks like it's going to be a bunch of hacking, got a bunch of axes. Stay with me. I'll try and guide you through it, but let's see some mayhem. As you see the fighters going strong on the far side, strong push. Put them in a compromised position, and now the chaos starts. Looks like everyone's kind of got their partners. No one's really making any moves across yet as one goes down. Oh, and going for a cross tag. Oh, Chris goes down. Great movement out of the Iron Lions as we go to the grapple. 2-on-1 now, trying to stay on the list. Using his weapon, it looks like, to stay in the list as he starts hacking. Right at the waist where that armor's weak, where the legs and the chariot stick together. Now, this is one of those ones, looks like that's Andrew Becker. He's a tough one. Then TV stays up, but he's down, playing it safe. And it looks like it's not even a 3-on-1, it's a 5-on-1. And like I told you, these Iron Lions, although there might not be name recognition now, you better start to take note, because they are in it. Like I said, you cannot devalue the amount of time it's just fighting together and knowing how each other works. So you saw in the beginning there was a lot of kind of one-on-ones, which you see a lot out of these new fighters. You're going to see that a lot for a lot of these matchups. You're going to start to see them kind of group up, take their shots, and then, you know, eventually break off. Once that first person goes down, the snowball kicks in. But as we look to the Pine Barons, we see some of the more senior people coming in. We see that CJ, we have 2 CJs on the field. One in the kind of full face, one in the middle is CJ from Baltimore. Paul the Barbarian with his face shield, and on the end we have Ian Kansky. CJ from the Pine Barons is on the close side, and it looks like on the Iron Lions, looks like we had a bunch of swap outs. I'm sorry, it looks like the fight's going to continue. But hopefully in post we can get a little bit more name recognition, a little bit more identifiers. But we have both Wolf Ribs, which means Alex and Kevin are both in. Both people to look out for as we see that black bar boot. Amber also on the field. And that nasal is going to be Brad on the far side as they both teams lead the center. Paul makes his way to the far side, but he's a quick takedown. Looks like also,
Keep going.
and it looks like we stopped for an armor failure, but we're going to keep going. But you see Ian Kansky coming in hard, and now it's coming in, and it looks like it might have a bit of an armor failure, or it's going to told to keep going. Oh, he was trying to be a nice guy, but CJ is just hacking away, but is now back on a one-on-one, as it looks like Kevin the Cleric on the Iron Lions is able to chuck away that 2-on-1, make it a little even as the dog pile keeps going on that far side. But Ian Kansky now is coming. Oh, but CJ stays on his feet, and it looks like that is going to be going to the Pine Barrens as they bring out some of the senior members to keep this a little interesting. As you see, Brad Lewis on the Iron Lions is the one that's able to keep his feet. So now, with 1 round apiece, we see the score 4-1 in favor of the Lions. As we start to see some of the swap outs. You see right now he's starting to talk to one of the Iron Lions. Looks like that's Alex that he's talking to right now about some of those tops. The neck's a weird area. It kind of, changes where it can be fought in either way. But we see the team captain JoJo McCarville coming back out, along with CJ Hackney on the far side. And it looks like that is... sorry, I'm going to check my notes here. Still getting all these things correct. But it looks like Paul is going to stay in. And it looks like, let's see. In the middle, it looks like it's going to be... Alright, now Iron Lions going to be most the same. Archie Wolfers are out again. And you see Josh Kearney on the far side. We'll see as far as the Iron Lions close to us. Looks like there's going to be Justin Parker in right close to us. And then the Black Griffin will be Sean Kennicott. Again, the names are important, people. I want you to remember exactly who's on the field because you're going to be hearing these names a lot. Y'all got eyes, you can see what's going on the field. I'm here to tell you who's doing it. Which is a note for anyone that's watching. Numbers on the belts. Also very helpful. Speaking of the digital media side of the house. And also for you fans, makes it a lot easier. As we get ready for the 3rd round of action, both fighters meet in the center. Paul's deciding where he's going to make his move. Starts to charge in, get to the backfield, and you see both sides will continue. Keep pushing along to try and get an overhead. One-on-ones on the close side. On the far side, you see Paul trying to get who he can. Use his size to push him down. But it looks like one of the Iron Lions is going to, it looks like Sean is able to get a takedown. As we see some one-on-ones on the far side. He's able to get that pole on, delivering some hate on Kenny. Still some one-on-ones in the open field on the far side. They're able to hold the ground as the cops continue. Nothing but air on that one now. Oh, going straight for the hips. Some hard ones coming in. Oh, CJ's getting rocked. Oh, we'll see how long can he hold it up. As we see one of the Iron Lions go down. Also got a 3-on-1 in the corner, but we still have another one on the far side. All perfectly legal. Now to decide who's going to be doing the chop in. Oh, it looks like finally goes down, and it looks like it's going to be one of the senior fighters. Josh is going to be the one to take down Paul. I know they're going to be talking about that one in the after party. But a lot of great movement out of here. We're seeing the Iron Lions are very, very good at staying on their feet, and I don't want to say wearing down the Pine Barrens because there's definitely no slouches in this so far. I don't think I've seen a bad showing from any fighter so far. But you can see the Iron Lions are kind of sticking to the rails at first. And you see Paul's doing his patented technique of trying to create that initial kind of chaos and getting into the backfield and making them kind of worried. But while it worked in the first round, the Iron Lions are kind of adopting it and they're kind of staying more in reserve. As we look to see who's on the field now. You see Ian Kansky is on the field along with CJ. We'll call him Old Bay CJ just because he's from Maryland. I know they love their Old Bay. In the corner as well, on the Pine Barrens, Andrew Becker on the far side, along with, oh, looks like they're going to start already. So it looks like we have JoJo on the close side as well. As they're both, oh, trying to go in. Ian's trying to get that cross check, but he's so tall, he just gets him. But he's got some speed and trying to go overhead. As it looks like the Iron Lions are holding it near side as they even it out. Trying to get that cross check, trying to, oh, and he gets CJ, goes high, gets that displacement. Gets that head displacement, CJ goes down. And it looks like it's mostly even with one Iron Lion. 1-3 right now. And it looks like it's going to be Leclerc is going to be set down. Possibly armor failure, or not sure what's going on there. as Ian takes a 2-on-1, trying to just stall time. Ian's a tough guy and he can stay on his feet, trying to get it so that he can try and help out his people. He's doing a good job trying to get, some tough shots coming in. It looks like that's Josh trying to eat the shots. They're trying to grapple and go for the legs on Ian, but he is able to use them almost and take him down with him. He's able to take one down, but one stays on his feet, which forces a 2-on-2. It's now even. We'll see how this goes. Oh, we have Andrew versus Josh, along with, let me see who that is. Oh, looks like Riley. Riley was trying to get a throw on, but was not able to get it to happen. Going with a strong left there. But it looks like Sean is the one that's still up on his feet. Oh, and Sean goes down. It looks like that's Mike, Mike Wheeler. And now it's going to be, it's going to be Josh with the 2-on-1, trying to do what he can. And it looks like Andrew has an armor failure, I think. Or maybe using his hands. By some way, the refs have decided this is now a 1-on-1. It's going to be Mike Wheeler versus, and smartly, he's taking some abuse and he wants to catch his breath. He's using the bodies to make it tough to get in there for that grapple. But he does have an axe, but you can see if he can deflect most of them. You see him guarding for where his axe is going to go. Trying to catch his breath. He really took some abuse on that 2-on-1. He's almost taunting him now. Bring it on. Hit me there. First, bring him in and see if he can tuck him in that body. He's got him set up to push. Is he going to be able? He is! The true iron able to stay on his feet and go from one on himself. Or, excuse me. I have to go back and double check, but yeah.
15-minute break.
Let's see. And double check, but at this point I think it's Iron 6. Iron Baron. So at this point, so they were kind of banking on was that the Iron Lions, this fresh team, they would be able to get the veterans in there and be able to do their thing. But we saw that CJ and Paul and even JoJo, they have a good amount of experience, but these they've got a bunch of points in succession after COVID. So the kind of the list rust is off, and it's definitely like make the most of the team. And once again, it's worth mentioning that Josh is a MMA grappler. There's excellent. And he's a grappler. You've seen him winning a lot of these grapplers. Not to mention they have some axes and they have been laying down some pain. So we're gonna see how they respond in this second quarter here as we close out. But right now, showing that home field may not have the advantage that they were banking on. The Pine Barrens find themselves 2-6. Get some of the fighters over here to have a little interview at some point, but of course they are tired. We don't want to stress them out too much with also coming here to chat. We'll see. In the meantime, hear it in the chat. Let's see some kind of talk. What do you think the Pine Barrens have to do to take this out? We're going to see how the singles play a part in this, because the one part where they have some experience, they have Paul Friedel, who is a renowned SCA singles fighter and steel fighter within singles category, especially within that kind of sword and shield and sword and buckler category. We're going to see if he can come in during a singles and get some points. That might be what they bank on. With that, I'd love to see CJ get in there. And we'll see if there's kind of anything that can be done. We'll see. We'll try and gather some people up for some interviews and see who's kind of got some time. And once again, I want to thank you for tuning into this live stream. If you are catching it live, this is something that's going to become a lot more popular. And when I say popular, I mean a lot more regular. So get ready and get prepared for a lot more bow herd action, especially this four-quarter kind of style. Some of the more senior people, let me know how you like it. Leave a comment either in the live stream on Facebook. You'll find me at Nightlife. And I want to hear what you think of it, as long as with my commentary. But be sensitive. I'm a sensitive guy. Go easy on me. But we'll see. We'll see who we can possibly.
Hey!
No, we have to break rivets out.
So we had myself and the head marshal. I was saying, okay, in my bag I have a spare elbow. Not marshal. In my bag?
Oh, yeah.
Like internationally, once you're down,
Yeah.
you're down.
There's a spare elbow
But
in
we
my
are,
bag,
obviously.
in my cloth bag.
So it looks like I think it is a 10-minute break. So if you're looking to take a little bathroom break or grab some coffee, it's definitely the time to do it. But some of the people that we've seen a lot out of so far, I know Alex on the Iron Lions is put in some good work. I think I saw it was one of his cross checks. There's a lot of good. I've seen. It seems the what's it called? The Pine Barrens are taking what was kind of a natural approach to some of the fights that they've had in the past. They're a very aggressive team. They love to start the fight, get in there, and initially just move some bodies. But I'm seeing the Iron Lions are doing a lot of fighting a lot of movement after the fact. They're good at kind of getting those disengages, or even when they win their one-on-one, they're good to get a good advantageous kind of reapproach and initiation on their second opponent.
Rugby's probably more applicable. I was going to say rugby and jiu-jitsu are more applicable.
We're trying to find out whenever we can who's going to be doing the singles action. We saw some sort of buckler. I'd love to see some variations, but we didn't know the buckler. But it looks like we're going to be graced with one of the stars of YouTube as we go live.
Don't even start. See, you had no idea I was behind you earlier when you were doing all the preamble stuff.
Oh, I knew exactly. That's why I was stuttering and fearing for my life.
You did.
So, first round's in the bag. This is, for the most part, a fairly fresh team as far as mostly joining during COVID. What's some of the things that are like sort of shocking you of what you're seeing?
So, I fought them last week in Thailand.
Right.
They are very well conditioned. They're athletes. They're athletic. And they've got good teamwork because they've been dipping around and doing stuff in practice. I mean, Josh runs a great thing out at Iron Height Academy, and there's no doubt about that. They also get together weekly.
It definitely helps that they've had a string of, I think, it's got to be like 4 fights within 5 weeks. Like, it's absolutely nuts.
The last 2 months, they probably had, I think, 5 fights.
Yeah.
4 or 5. At this point, it's the 5th fight.
Yeah. Which, it's just, like, I'm seeing a lot of kind of the tendencies, because I know your style is to get in there and rush right away and just start the fight.
Well, you see what me and Ian do.
Oh, yeah.
We key the play on.
Yeah.
And that's always been kind of a plan for us.
And we're definitely seeing, Ian's one of those ones I'm shouting a lot on here, because a lot of people try and go high on him, and it's not a good decision.
Yeah, when you stuck wrestling around, the guy weighs 260 pounds. He's a Marine. He doesn't care much about you or your safety, so it doesn't really makes life a little bit more fun that way.
Yeah, for all my fellow nerds out there who played Gears of War, he is the Coltrane. He is.
No, actually, the Coltrane lives in
there is.
Oklahoma.
There is an actual Coltrane.
There actually is a Coltrane. No, and to the
he's son of Coltrane.
Yeah, son of, to the Pine Barrens' credit, like they're strong, they're doing stuff, they're willing to listen to tactics and ideas. They're also there's a fair degree of guys that have never fought before maybe.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Here's out of the frying pan straight into the fire, son. Let's get it.
And I gotta say, the frying pan is always on. There's a huge kind of bench between both the teams. So we're seeing, a lot of matches. Sometimes you peter out, you get a little tired.
Yeah.
This is going to be a non-stop, just like pure, like iron foot, pedal to the metal, the whole match.
And there's nothing else for it. I mean, realistically, as we get later into the rounds, the other guys do usually peter out a little bit. Usually, you catch a little bit of injuries and such like that. But you know what? That is the fight. That is the sport. So
absolutely.
I'm prepared for that near the end and whatever else we have to run into.
Speaking of being prepared, can we see any singles action from you? You're going to be.
No, here's the thing. This is a scrimmage. This is for all those new guys to try out something silly that they've never done before. Like, we have this whole professional setup thank you to Greg Fabic and Ben Fitterman doing the work.
Yeah, massive shout out to Greg on this one.
Yeah, massive shout out to Greg on this. He's got a serious setup here, and I hope it looks great.
It's one of us rinky-dinky YouTubers to shake. He's like, all right, playtime's over.
But realistically looking at it, like, this is a time for the new guys to go out and do something silly, have some fun. I'm really just out here to run around on a list and do some fun junk. Ian's getting some fights in. CJ just came off of a back surgery like 6 months ago. He wants to get back in and get some legs in. But we all know it's too good.
Oh yeah, and I'm super glad to see him back in the league. He's literally like the armored ninja. I was like walking around here for like an hour. I didn't see him once. I turned my head. He's in full kit.
No, he showed up late and we put him in armor in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, come here, guy.
I guess it's the benefit of being an armor,
Generally, no.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Everybody's enjoying the show. Enjoy yourself. Check out the channel. Check out my channel.
Yeah, if you want to see someone break some stuff, that's him.
Get vicious and get the fuck out.
Get vicious or get the F out. I don't know if family friendly. You can bring the kids. I don't know. This is not my life. This is your life. But as you heard it, like, this is a scrimmage. We definitely want to see a lot of these newer fighters. And you tell me in the chat if you could tell if they're newer fighters, because I'm seeing this as a strong mid-tier. Like this is a strong matchup. It's definitely not. Oh, this is our new guy. Well, you me as we get ready for the second round. We'll see if we can get a beat on who's going to be fighting these singles. I think the captains themselves are trying to deliberate it now.
Yeah. I have some tea. Sandwich and one thing.
Hey, John. Yeah. What's the big man thing?
1 minute.
What about the elbow, Brad?
Stop coming to the gate.
All right, and it looks like we got the 1 minute mark. So, looks like we're going to be getting ready to do another round of singles. Looks like it's going to be doing some sword and board. And for the Iron Lions, we got Amber, who showed a fairly strong sword and shield technique when I got to see them last time that they fought. So it should be interesting. Riley is going to be the one fighting for the Pine Barrens. Like I said, a former SCA guy, so there's definitely something in his wheelhouse. So we're going to see if that experience pays off as the two fighters get ready. Riley, very eager, wants to get right in her space right away. Again, this is counted blows. These are going to be 1 minute rounds with 1 minute off. The one to land the most strikes wins. This is going to be full body. Everything except the toes. So thighs, shins, shoulders, heads. All of them count. The only exception, hands, actually. Hit the hands doesn't count. Ooh, Amber doing a good job getting low. But Riley's doing a good job of trying to keep that space and trying to get around that big shield. Amber with the bigger kite shield and Riley with a little bit smaller of a punch shield. Amber wants to get in close and kind of use that shield to really block a lot of it. Going good crossbody, able to light up those thighs. Riley's getting a good amount of points on the board, but Amber is answering them. Oh, see how it's going. Oh, good one, getting right around. A lot of backpedaling. Amber really wants to get in there and not use the range advantage that Riley has. Do a good job sweeping the leg. All of those are going to count for points as he starts to really hammer on those thighs. Whoa! But trips over that beautiful tabard. And it looks like they're going back to their corners with that fall being the end of the first round. We're going to see who ends up taking this one. But looks like Riley may have been able to light up those shins a little bit faster than Amber. Amber is doing a good job pressing. Now she needs to try and get him into the corner so he can't wiggle out. We'll get a decision from the ref. And we'll see who's taking that round.
Pine Barrens takes this round? Yes. All right, real quick. Round one, Pine Barrens!
And it looks like the Pine Barrens take it. Riley taking that first round. We definitely see that range and that SCA experience. He's able to get those off-body shots and kind of wrap it over the top of that shield. So for everyone that is in the SCA world that's thinking about making the switch, Riley can do it, so can you. We're going to see if Amber can answer. She's got to get in there and try and close in and see if she can use that big shield to her advantage so that he can't get low. It's going to be the key for her. But good intensity from the both of them. We'll see if they can continue this into the second round. While it may seem, somewhat nonchalant, these duels will sap you of energy real quick. It's the longest minute you've ever had as we get ready for round 2 of the second quarter. Oh. Oh, able to get a good arm shot on that one. Good job to Amber on that one. As Riley's still trying to sweep low. And doing a lot better job with shield work from Amber. Able to block a lot of those. I think she might be a little bit ahead on points. Doing a good job starting to rotate it around. Ooh, tries a good wrap shot but gets that knee. As Amber's able to get some on the thigh. But we'll see if the judges count that. It does have to be a hit with some amount of force. It can't kind of be a glancing blow. And you see, some of her shots are landing a little bit flat. You see the sword rotating in her hands. She's got to make sure to keep that edge alignment. That flat blade is going to play a part in Amber. So we'll see if she was able to get it enough early, because a lot of those later ones are probably not going to count because of that flat blade. But overall, a lot better work. If her grip hadn't gone a little bit on that edge alignment, that probably would have been a lot closer. But I think it's going to end up going to Riley.
High beats high, low beats low. You guys good with that? It was close. I'm going to say that Pine Barrens takes out round 2. Pine Barrens take round 2.
And the Pine Barrens with round 2. Riley up 2-0 on Amber. We're going to see if Amber can answer. The big thing for her is going to be that edge alignment. I heard the judges saying that it was very close. So I guarantee if 2 or 3 of those shots that she was landing, if they were to land with the edge and not like kind of the flat, she probably would have won that round. So we'll see if she can get a little bit better edge alignment. Overall, solid technique from her. And definitely, if I'll say this, if edge alignment is the one thing that kind of lost you that round, you played a good round. As we get for the final round of singles before we get back into this chaotic melee. Amber going in strong. That shield paying dividends. Able to land some on the shoulder there. Trying to sweep low, but all she needs to do is put that shield down there. She's blocking a lot of them as they continue. Meeting good in the center. He keeps trying to go low, but she's now wise to his tactics and just keeping that shield low. Needs to vary it up and go high every once in a while. And unfortunately, because of that small shield, Amber's having a lot easier time kind of getting some shots in as he tags him on the dome. We'll see. A lot better edge alignment. She is able to hold it. She feels the slipping. There you go. Good. Back out, reset, get ready to go. Oh, a little bit of stutter step. That's a shame. You can tell they're both getting tired. Amber's, that big shield starting to get heavy in her arms. Oh, both of them getting tired. 3 rounds down. This was going to be a close one. That edge alignment was a lot better. And Amber is not waiting for that one. She is done. As they get ready to announce. As we get ready for the melee in this next, we'll see what the judge says. Oh, and Pine Barrens able to get one more. Seems like it might have been the power of the shots that were kind of in favor. But interestingly enough, with that sweep of the singles round, the Pine Barrens are back in it. By my count, it is 5-6. So this is very much, and keep in mind I may have forgotten to, I got so excited trying to keep track of who's coming in and out, that score might not exactly be kosher in our book. But like I said, it's a scrimmage. So let's see if we can see who's coming in the list. I can see JoJo and looks like that's CJ coming in along with, looks like it's going to be Ian for the Pine Barrens for some of these iron lines. Looks like we have Kevin Leclerc is going to be there, along with, looks like Justin Parker right beside him, along with our friend Alex in the middle. And that black bar boot is going to be Amber. I think that can't be right. So I guess they might have swapped helmets. Because or I'm sorry, that's Sean. That's a Griffin and not a Barboot. And then that one on the end, it looks like it's Justin. It looks like CJ came in. We have two CJs on the field for the Pine Barrens. As we get started, both teams meet each other. And Paul's getting to the backside. It's going to cause a little bit of a havoc. See if he can do anything. Oh! But able to stay on his feet, but he's back in the corner right now as JoJo goes down. CJ trying to make a move with a running axe shot. Able to do some damage as it looks pretty hurt. But now he's going to get tied up as two scrums happen in the corner. CJ's trying to break free so that he could lay some shots, but an iron line to answer. Oh, CJ seeing that ass is going to go for it. He sees an opening and he sees him injured. Oh, but Paul goes down with him. Must got hooked on the armor. And it looks like CJ's going to try and spin him around. Stay on his feet. His back's exposed. Oh, but it's going to be over top. Can he stay up? His feet's giving it. Oh, but he takes him down with him. It's a clean trade. And it's a 3-on-1, and that'll be the round. Great movement from CJ, but we have a pause on the field as one of the iron lines. It looks like Justin was down. Took some nasty shots from CJ. And I say nasty because of the power, not because of the technicalities of it. Perfectly legal. But he got some ass shots in there, and the backside is very hard to armor. So if you see it, they're going to try and swipe for it. So we're going to see. Hopefully he's all right, and he'll be back on his feet. But we're going to see going to be a little bit of a break. There'll be 1 minute. Hopefully they'll be able to get him out. Yeah, it definitely looks hurt. Excuse me, that is actually Kevin. Kevin's the one that took some nasty shots. Hopefully he's all right. And it looks like it's going to be most of the same squad for the Iron Lions. They're going to be keeping that lineup and seeing how that might be trying to just test the endurance of this crew. But for the Pine Barrens, it looks like, let me make sure to mark that, another one for the Lions. For the Pine Barrens, let's see who we got. We definitely have, what's his face? CJ coming in on the far side with Paul right there. And it looks like that, looks like Mike is in there as well, along with Andrew, with Ian in the middle. Andrew, the one on the far side, getting checked right now.
Iron Lions, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, as we get ready for this next round. Trepidatiously, both approaching. The Pine Barrens pushing the close side. Starts to develop. Oh, and it looks like CJ's just going to push in and make room. And it looks like Ian's trying to see where he can get a check in. He wants to go that way. He's drawing him out. He's just going to draw him out, let him do his thing until he can wrap him in and maybe go for a throw. Bold move to try and take him in the open field. But he's going to get a little bit of help as he was able to take down Andrew. Both of them go down, and we have a 2-on-1 in the corner and a 3-on-2 in the close corner. We'll see in the black bar. The black Griffin. That's going to be Sean chopped in on the far side. See if he can get anything done. And it looks like Paul's trying to grind down that Sean right there, but to no effect. Kevin's still on his feet, though, taking a nasty shot that last round. Oh! But it looks like Sean Kennicott for the Iron Lions with that black bar boot now is seeing a juicy target in Paul. Choosing the shot carefully. He says, Paul, I'm here, and I'm here to play. As he ties up with him. As he tries and crumple Paul over. And Paul's down. Oh, but it looks like Sean may have gotten injured as well. And it looks like it's a 2-on-2. 2-on-2. With CJ from the Pine Barrens on his feet still. Oh, but he tripped. Can he? Oh, helmet. And a 2-on-1. The fight continues, or is he being sat down with him? And we're going to see if he can adjust his helmet so we don't have one on the field. We're going to have the ref just kind of going to stop. Might see a stop of action now that we see CJ's helmet come off. And they're going to get him off the list. It's just not worth it to you see his helmet still attached with that Simon strap. That is what the refs are checking. Very crucial, because when that happens, it's an extra layer. So it must have been his chin strap that failed. He'll go back to the armorers, and he'll get that fixed so that he can get back in the fight. But we do have a one-on-one still left to go. And that is going to be... All right, looks like that's Mike that's still on his feet. Let's see, can he do it? He's got the advantage. Oh, they both go down. No points awarded. That is going to be a draw. That is going to be a draw after a long round. Paul slow to get up. He took some abuse on that one. As we saw with the Black Griffin, Sean Kennicott was just laying in some shots. We saw him on that approach, really try and pick and choose his shot. A smart move to do. We're seeing one of the ones that's probably going to win the fashion event of the night with the black and purple armor. We see Chris Torok starting to enter for the Pine Barrens. I'd love to see some of the painted armors. It really adds a good bit. But it looks like Josh is going to be subbing out, and for the most part, the lineup's going to stay the same for the Iron Lions. It's going to be Sean Kennicott along with Josh on the far side. It's going to be Alex in the middle there. And then it's going to be Kevin Leclerc. And let's see who that is. Can't necessarily see another Wolfrib. Cannot see right now. Oh, so that's Damien. Damien also in there as well. 3 Wolfribs. We'll see if anyone keeps their eyes. But we got Ian in the middle there. We got Andrew on the far side with that sugar loaf with the gold kind of cross. CJ and Ian talking to each other, along with JoJo and Chris Torok for the Pine Barrens.
Lions, are you ready?
All right, and after that draw, we're going to see if the Iron Lions can maybe take a few more. CJ exposed himself. Wanted to start something and get into the backfield. In the corner now. And, oh, it looks like Ian goes down. Goes for a wide one, but he doesn't get it. Another Pine Barren down, as it looks like it's 5-3 right now. Andrew staying on his feet, but taking some abuse. And we got a stop fight being called. Stop fight being called. And, oh, it looks like CJ's helmet became unstrapped. The great thing about those visors, great for breathing, but sometimes that happens. So now it's a 2-on-5 with Andrew and Chris still on his feet. Chris has got a very tanky kit. Let's see if he can stay on his feet. Some hard shots coming in. He's crumpled over. See, oh. Chris stays on his feet, and it looks like it's Andrew that goes down with a 3-on-1 on him. And it looks like another round to the Lions, who are proving deadly effective when it comes to melees. We saw early on that Ian tried to go for a throw, but he was doing it while moving, and his feet just got too spread out. Ended up going down. Definitely some of the rust that's coming off from our COVID isolation, but I think everyone's easy to see his chest.
Lions, intermission.
So it's 7-4 Iron Lions. Sort of 7-5. And we're going to go ahead and so that was the end of the quarter. And that is the end of the second quarter and the end of the first half. With the score 7-4 going to the Iron Lions out of Virginia. It's going to be a close one to see if the home team can make it. We do have a bit of a crowd here. Let's hope this crowd can rally the home team to see if we can get anything. We're going to go ahead and take a little break. We're going to see if we can maybe get an interview a little bit later. But if this is the time, go ahead, hit the bathroom, get another cup of coffee, get a beer, do what you got to do. Make yourself comfortable. It is break time. We will have Janet Jackson on for the halftime show. Hopefully everything goes as planned. She's been reprimanded before. It should be good to go this time. Along with Lady Gaga as well, and maybe the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Love a who's who. Sponsored by Pepsi. Oh, but in the meantime, go ahead and take a break. We'll catch you in a little.
I know, right? Yeah, we'll try and get some people for halftime and bring them on to get some interviews. Let me just get a water or something real quick. Hang out, catch your breath. I'll get some people over.
I'm all about hanging out and catching my breath right now.
Yeah, right. Oh, we at least got a water. Doesn't get me too excited. I'm shoutcasting.
We got actually kind of cold water.
Oh, no, we're not playing. I don't get it.
Because I have, right now,
Yeah, that's looking good. Thank you. Yeah, good.
I can only see about this much of the fight.
Yeah, you guys are really doing good.
If you can't tell, I'm just be listening for my name every time you talk it.
Man, he's going toe-to-toe with Ian. That was nice.
He got me good in the face.
Yeah, he's scary powerful. You held your own, man. That was good.
That big three broken accident.
Yeah.
This one?
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah, I was wondering because I had to.
One of us.
Okay.
Things to bring up and tried to duck out of it.
right.
So I'm going to see if I can get this replacement.
Anything I can help you with?
Melee 1, round 3, where I broke the guy's ass. I know, I'd be terrible. I'm very
I don't want to, I want to agree on the rules. You have every right to say that about it too.
No, I'm pretty sure it was all me. I went down, took someone out.
Oh, no, I didn't. So you got no. And I didn't mean to fall off.
So big CJ is out for the rest of the event. Yeah. I'm very sick. People will fall down after hours.
No. I was because I don't like being wrong on the rules. Get your shit ready. You and I are both very competitive. Get ready. So it's like we want to.
Hey, everybody, fucking get ready. Get ready.
We'll talk more.
9 minutes. You're done today too? Oh, you're dropping people like flies. I can put some myself. I just want to know who's acting for I know you tell me. It was, yeah, there was one who was like,
Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got about 3 or 4 minutes until we get back to the action. But I got breaking news for you. So for this one, it is now, instead of going to be 4 quarters, they're still using that kind of format. We're actually only going to do 3 quarters because, of course, fighters want to be fighters, and they just want to fight. So we're going to have one last quarter, and then from there we're going to go into mass battles and just start to have some fun. So this will be the last kind of standard Bohurt quarter as far as, what to expect moving forward in the sport. From there, you're going to start to see some fun stuff. Maybe some free-for-alls, some, 10 on 10, or however many versus however many. So we'll stay tuned for this next quarter, and then from there, shenanigans. For this next quarter, though, we are going to start with singles. It's going to be a rematch. Megan and JoJo are going to go back at it with some singles action. They're going to be doing the sword and buckler again. And of course, that is a first to 5. And for those of you keeping score at home, it is Pine Barrens. I have 5-8, but he was saying something different. So I guess we'll just find out in post who can actually count, because I have a feeling we both can't count. Let the teams look ready. Looks like the captains are still kind of deliberating exactly what they want to do or what's going to be going on. But that or they're just being maniacs again, which is always expected when Paul's the captain. Loosely. They're definitely in the lead. Okay. So, like I said, got a few minutes to go before the action kicks back off. If there's anything you'd like to see, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And it looks like the Pine Barrens have to come back from what looks like a 3-point deficit. So, not to put any pressure, but the pressure's on, JoJo. But she's definitely been training a lot with sword and buckler. So we're gonna see how she can fare as she has her grudge match against Megan. Alright, looks like they're getting ready to head into the list. And they're both entering again. JoJo with the Pine Barrens on the right and Megan on the left with the Iron Lions.
Jeff, are we at time now? All right. Counters, are you ready?
And it looks like they're just getting everything in order for the last little bit.
Fighters, are you ready?
And Sean Krakenslayer to start the match. Even trade there, another even. JoJo maybe ahead by 1. Oh, nice one from JoJo. Can she reset? She needs about 2 more points before she takes it. Oh, good shot, good shot. Oh, and it looks like it's called. Is this going to be for JoJo? Oh, and it looks like JoJo with the grudge match is going to take that first round. See if Megan can respond, but JoJo's doing a lot better job. I think she's starting to realign that before she was hitting the thigh, which of course this is from the hip up. Only strikes from the hip up are worth points. And those points are first to 5. So very quick and technical fight, but JoJo pulling out ahead in the beginning. and able to put one more on the board for the Pine Barrens. Now closing the gap between points, 6-8, favoring the Iron Lions.
Fighters, 10 seconds.
And 10 seconds is called. The fighters are going to meet in the middle, and we'll see where they go from here. Staring each other down, ready to get back at it. As they meet back in the center, JoJo to Megan able to get a good one in there. Looks like Megan is at 3, 4, possibly. Yeah, there you go. It's Megan coming back hard. Megan not liking losing that first round, just lands a flurry of blows. Almost a little too fast for JoJo to kind of block every single one of them. But JoJo had some nice ones. They were skirting the line between hip and thigh, but a lot of those did count. I'd say probably 3 to 5 in the final tally there. But Megan just out for blood in that second round. And with a minute of rest in between, 10 seconds should be called here in a few seconds, and we'll have this final round to see if the Lions can keep their 3-point gap. With the score now 9-6 in favor of the Iron Lions. This is indeed the final, I want to say countdown so bad, but it is the final quarter.
Fighters, are you ready? Start fight.
And a solid one. Megan just trying to get as much shots as she can and kind of, yep, there it is.
Iron Lions take it.
And Megan with the second round, now making it 10-6 Iron Lions. With these sword and buckler matches, it very much is a sprint to the end. Throw as many shots as you can and just let them land. Try and get that buckler to block as much as you can, but a lot of this is just kind of throwing out whatever you can and hoping some of them stick. But as the fighters start to make their way into the list, we can see CJ, Old Bay CJ that is, from Maryland, along with Ian Kansky. Looks like the Iron Lions are coming in. Looks like we got Josh coming in, along with, let's see here. Looks like Alex is also coming in there as well, along with, looks like Amber's going to be second to the far side, and then Justin on the other side. And it looks like Chris Torok again on the close side for the Pine Barrens is coming in, along with Paul Friedel making his way in as well.
Get away from the lid.
And then in that nice bar boot, we got CJ Hackney. I'm sorry, that's not him. Trying to see who that might be Mike Wheeler. I think that's Mike in that shiny griffin on the Pine Barrens. All right, let's see how it goes. Yeah, far side wants to go in and cause some havoc. As we get an air shot. Oh, Paul trying to throw him down, but it looks like Josh is not playing that. Ian able to get a quick takedown as CJ starts chopping. Amber doing a good job with the shield, but going low on her as she goes down. And it looks like CJ is going to go down for, a vertical shot to the spine. That's what it's going to be. Okay. As we keep getting some more action here on the close side, Paul's going to hold it, Josh in place so they can get some shots. And hopefully he's going to try and break him off a little. We got remnants of an axe on him right now. And it looks like it's a stop fight. As Chris was able to win his grapple. And it's a 3-on-1 for the Pine Barrens, and the Pine Barrens try and rally 7-10. They've got a little time. They've essentially got to sweep this to make it work. And it looks like we're going to keep a lot of the same people in here. Mike Mike, CJ, Ian, and Paul are going to be staying in, and it looks like JoJo's coming in for the Pine Barrens. As for the Iron Lions, let's see who we got. Yeah, it looks like Amber was really taking a beating from CJ, who is one of the stronger axemen in the Atlantic. But with that, we're going to see Alex stay on the field along with Josh. And it looks like all the Wolf Ribs are on the field. So Kevin and where's my other one? And Damien are on the field. So it looks like, let's see, and then a Griffin on the far side, so Justin. So it looks like we got Damien, Justin, Sean, or sorry,
Lions, are you ready?
Alex,
Barons, are you ready?
Kevin, and Josh for the Iron Lions. As we get ready to start. A quick charge coming in. Oh, and CJ's trying to go overhead, doesn't get it, so he starts chopping. We got a scrum on the far side, or on the close side, and then some individual action on the far side. And it looks like caught in the armor. JoJo gets it back out as we continue this action. Ian trying to just stall right over there. All the fighters still go, but it looks like Sean's going to try and get JoJo. Gets the whole pile, but it looks like Josh stays on his feet. So now it looks like it's 4-on-3 as CJ comes in for some support. Josh and Ian getting ready to square off. But it looks like he's going to try and get the cross check, and down they go. Don't turn your back on Ian as we even it back out, 3 apiece. CJ's going to go down, but it looks like he can't stay on his feet. So it's a 2-on-2 on the corner. But Andrew's visor is popped open. So now it's a 2-on-1. A 2-on-1. It looks like Alex and Josh are going to take on Ian Kansky. Ian is definitely not out of it, but he is not a grappler. He's going to try. Yep, there he goes. He is well aware of the grappling that Josh can do and wanted to take probably the easy opponent. But it took way too much out of him, and Josh is able to grapple his way to victory. A strong, aggressive burst from Ian there as he's just able to overpower Alex. And all credit to Alex. He did a good job trying to stuff it, but, I'm sorry, that wasn't Alex. That was, trying to see who it was, unless he got up and moved. But trying to stop Ian's charge, not an easy thing. As we get ready for the next round, as the Lions take that one. Now 11-7, or as some people refer to it, 7-11 in favor of the Lions. And it looks like, who is that? It looks like it's possibly Kevin. Slow to get up there, but is staying in the list. It's either Kevin or Damien over there, can't exactly see. But that Black Griffin looks like Sean Kennicott is back on the field. Along with, it looks like Alex is staying on the field. So we got our 3 Wolf Ribs on the field along with Josh and Sean. And it looks like JoJo is preemptively being taken out because her shoulder is coming off. We'll see if anyone's able to come in, but this might just start as a 4-on-5. And it looks like they're going to try and readjust it. They're giving 1 minute for armor.
Worked out. Yeah, could have worked out better. It could have worked out worse too. True.
As we get ready to get this going eventually, going from the far side to the close side for the Pine Barrens. That's Andrew on the far side along with Chris, with Paul in the middle there as JoJo makes her way back onto the field. And as well, Mike is on the close side. It'd be easier if they had trading cards that we could give to everyone. Try and keep it a little bit with some rookie stats and some good stuff. Maybe down the pipeline. We'll get that going. But all stuff for the future. And a charge. They just want to keep this going heavy. Chris goes down. That charge took something out of him. Rest in his face. Might have hit his helmet wrong. But Josh is going to come in and chop, trying to get Andrew down. And Paul's getting a 2-on-1 on the list right now. See if he can fight his way out of that as As who is that? As Sean is just continually chopping over there, but then gets some answering back from Mike, but then just swapping roles. Josh is going to answer. And it looks like Paul is down. Paul is down along with Alex. And that'll bring a 3-on-1, I'm questioning. Let's see. Yes, it will. A 3-on-1 and another round to the Lions. And they're making sure that Mike's all right. He's taking a fair bit of abuse there.
My only suggestion, you got caught underneath my helmet. Don't be ashamed when you start bending the guy over, and you plateau it, start bearing down with your fist.
And it looks like, yep, that was the end of that round, that 3-on-1. And they are going to reset it. Looks like Mike is going to stay on the field as well as Andrew. We're going to check on Chris. He took a pretty nasty shot. He was grabbing his face. See if he's all right. We've already seen CJ Hackney got he's on the side right now with an eye patch right now. Not necessarily on the eye, but his kind of eyebrow got a little chipped, so he's out for the day. But it looks like JoJo's going to be staying in along with CJ. And it's going to be Chris is good to go, I guess, along with Paul and Andrew. And this is going to be the last round from what I'm hearing. So our Iron Lions are going to have Damian, Alex, and Kevin in the list, along with Sean, and it looks like Josh is going to remain in. So let's see what we can find. They went out real aggressive last round. Let's see if they're going to play a little more reserve. As they go heavy towards the far side, close side goes in. JoJo stays on her feet. Impressive split action. Oh, but then she's down with an overhead shot. As Chris tries to stay on his feet, but gets do-si-doed around. And now it's a 2-on-5. Or sorry, 3-on-5, excuse me. As Paul tries to make a little bit of breathing room, but it looks like Mike is a little stuck in the corner there. As Andrew tries to make something happen, gets some chopped in there, but he's just going to ignore that. Tries to go overhead and a big scrum in the corner, trying to sweep the legs out of Paul. Not really working so much as he goes overhead and tries to just bring the big man down. He's got him overhead, just teeing off on that face. Oh, but gets the legs on him, takes it from under him, and it's a 2-on-5.
Why are we stopping fight? 5-on-2. Keep fighting.
And it is a 5-on-2. It seems some people that aren't refs decide to want to be refs and call stop fight. And as he swaps to that two-hander, it's going to get a little dirty now. And now it's a stop fight. Okay, there we go. And with that, the final score of this structured 4 quarters, but necessarily 3 periods, is going to be 13-7.
Pine Barren 6.
All right, an impressive showing from the Pine Barrens, who had a lot of kind of rookie and newer fighters, but I'm telling you, those Iron Lions, I'm telling you, everyone on the Atlantic, keep your eyes on them. They are the team to beat as of, as of right now. They're putting in massive work, and it's paying dividends. They are all looking strong. Even though they're all fairly new, you could not tell, and I'm so excited to see them continue their action. We're going to see if we can get a few of them over here, maybe to sit down and talk with us and have a little bit of what's going on, because I'd love to hear from some of their some of what they're thinking and a little bit of their tactics, see if we can get someone over at some point. All right, and with that final score, it is going to be 13-7. So impressive showing from the Iron Lions. They earned every single point they got. No round was necessarily an easy fight. And it looks like we got some Iron Lions. And it looks like we're going to have some Iron Lions coming up as we get ready. All right. So let's go ahead as they're coming over. Let's see. As I said before, 13-7. An impressive showing from these Iron Lions. Hey, come on around and introduce yourselves and come on around.
Oh, how's it going? My name's Justin Parker.
There you go. Lean down. Oh, there we go. Fighters,
Good
I
thing
know.
this isn't live.
Yeah, right. Fighters, can't work with them. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Justin Parker, and this is...
I'm Sean Kennicott, Kenny.
Now, I got to say, just for everyone at home, how much experience did you have fighting before COVID?
No.
None.
Exactly.
Well, not sanctioned fighting. It's more like I was
Sorry,
gonna
let
get
me
in
structure
trouble.
that. Steel fighting.
Steel fight.
There you
Very
go.
none.
So,
Very none.
So, and as everyone was kind of seeing, like, this is a very impressive show. You guys have put in a lot of work in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of walk us through, what was your thought process going into this match?
This match, this match was kind of different for us, mainly because some of the other teams, some of us knew some of the other people on the team. And myself, I heard that this was a new team like us. You know, we're both up and coming, so it was it was kind of testing where we're at as newbies.
Right,
you know,
right.
green against green.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So for me, I was looking forward to it because, like, whenever you fight, like, these new people who are fighting for the first time, they always bring it all.
Yeah.
Like, they have something to prove, and they bring it. And I don't know who, I think it's Weller.
Yes.
I'm
Mike, yeah.
totally impressed by him today. He's great.
Yeah, he's really put in a showing.
But no, these style, like, with the newer fighters and stuff, I always love fighting them because it's just, like, they have a lot to prove.
Yeah.
It's great.
Show.
Yeah. And you got another Iron Line. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Sean Levy.
Sean.
He's the reason why I'm Kenny.
Get close. Act like you guys like each other.
He is the reason why I'm called Kenny.
Yeah, I stole your name at practice, didn't I?
Yep, he beat me in a sumo duel.
And so we asked everyone before this, but as far as before COVID, did you have any sort of steel fighting experience?
The only thing I did was I went to the last rookie rumble up at the Knights Hall. I ended up winning the free-for-all at the end, the rumble itself.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so was there any sort of prep work that you did specifically for this fight, as opposed to, because you guys have been on essentially a tear of fights. So was there?
The biggest thing for me is
Criticism as well.
I was actually reshelling my chest armor. I had to take all of the steel plates off and re-rivet everything to it just so it fits me a little better.
Right,
But
right. And so this is, and as you said, you were just Rookie Rumble. Is this the same armor you had since Rookie Rumble? Or?
Yes, just a different shell on the chest.
Okay.
I reshelled it with leather and duck canvas.
Okay, so a little bit of armor familiarity, not kind of too loose on you. You're somewhat used to it.
I actually got to give a shout out to Paul the Barbarian. He's the one that taught me most about how to build and upkeep my armor.
And you can find more about it on Paul the Barbarian on YouTube.
Absolutely.
There's the shill. And speaking of shills for YouTube, here's the master himself.
Can I break into your
Not a
YouTube
master.
for 1 second? We are finishing the chapter match at Iron Lions 12, Pine Barren 6. For the last quarter, we're just going to do all-on-alls with whoever's left.
Right. Okay.
So I need to sit down?
Yeah, come on down. So I got to say, you must be absolutely ecstatic with your guys.
How often have you seen me smile? How
very-
often you see me smile?
Not
It ain't
very
much.
often.
How often do you see me hugging Ben Sugarman like this? Because I'm so happy.
The only time I see you smile is when, like, people that you train do well. Which is why, like, these past, like, few weeks, I've only seen you smiling.
It's been a long journey, man.
Yeah,
But
it
you
really
know
has.
how, because you started with me, right? You
Yes.
started when we were at Silver Eagle Group in their combatives room.
Yes.
And then you traded us and moved back to Philly. And
To be fair, I traded to go to
you
Yeah.
repatriated. You repatriated back to Philly. And and then when we moved to Ironhide, I lost everybody. I had zero. It was just me.
Right.
And then this kid Dean Griffith started showing up, and you'll see him in armor here pretty soon because he's on the way.
Right.
He started with me at 18, and he's 21 now, so he's going to be getting in there. And then Alex showed up,
muscle-bound Alex Wolf, who fought his ass off today.
Yeah, he did.
And other guys started to show up. Damian showed up, and
he was putting in some work.
And
your Wolford crew was really just like doing some work.
Kevin too.
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah.
And so speaking of muscles, look at that. There's muscles right there. But yeah, so it's been a long road. It's been a lot of hard work, and it's been a lot of soul searching.
So if you had probably like 2 quick things to say to some of the chapter presidents, we've seen some of the product because I've talked to a few of the guys. Before COVID, they had not really fought in steel, so this is like really fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So
6 months.
What's the core things that you would say real quick as the things to train and the things to really bring yourself to that next level?
All right, so the first thing you have to understand is you have to understand what the 3 pillars of success are. The 3 pillars of success in Boo Hurt are warrior spirit, physical fitness, and knowing how to fight.
Yeah.
Then there's other pillars beneath each one of those pillars, so it's like a pyramid, right? That goes up. So when it comes to knowing how to fight, you got to break it down into knowing how to fight as an individual and knowing how to fight as a team. When it comes to warrior spirit, you got to know the difference between motivation and discipline. And when it comes to physical fitness, you have to understand anaerobic fitness, cardiovascular fitness, muscular endurance, and recovery.
Absolutely.
So you gotta know all that stuff, and that's just to get started.
And I'm sure you have all that on your YouTube channel that they can go watch.
I haven't put it all up yet, but it's going up.
Sounds like you need to subscribe and hit that bell so you can learn
just
more.
look up Josh Carnage Kearney on YouTube or Ironhide Academy Medieval Combat, and you'll see all the links all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. You must be ecstatic. I'm going to let you go. Kind of do your little celebration with your crew. It's a well-earned victory.
Thank you, my
bring
brother.
it in. Speaking of your destroyers that you got here, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, come on down. Sorry, the camera's a little down here if you can.
First, I got to say, Ben and crew over here, phenomenal job with camera work and everything.
Yeah.
We highly appreciate you coming out. Oh, let me come down here.
There you go.
But wow, phenomenal commentary. The setup, it's amazing. I cannot thank you enough for coming out today.
Oh, absolutely. Always, especially the Iron Lions. I'm seeing like, when you guys come out, it is always fun to watch.
Yeah,
anytime.
This team has grown a lot. All of 2020, I've been laid out. I had 4 surgeries, and coming in.
4 surgeries.
Yeah, I had an MRI actually on Thursday. I have a big pinch nerve in my neck, and my actual right arm is numb. So my goal today was hold people up, survive. I wasn't my normal headhunter self, but got in there. Everybody knows how to do their roles. Our team knows how to play every position on the fly, and we.
Well, I gotta say, it's quite impressive the amount of like. What I'm seeing about the Iron Lions is you guys do not want to go down. Like these are some of these guys are very seasoned fighters.
So
going with like Ian Kansky, Paul, CJ, like these are guys that are pretty feared within the Atlantic, and you guys really held your own.
We're used to. So I had a competitive grappling background, so they were used to dealing with me, Josh, and Big Brad in armor, and us trying to knock them down. So they got really good on their feet quickly, especially Damian.
Yeah.
Damian, I used to, but now, no. Everybody is doing so well, and then we got lucky and have Sean Levy, who won Rookie Rumble. Everybody, even, Kevin has been in armor, I think, maybe 2 or 3 times, and he was doing damage. Our whole team, I cannot say enough. I've seen them grow so rapidly since Josh has been training, and Steven, coming over from Germany. He has 8 years Boo Hurt experience, and he was with Jeff Suter as well, and giving all the training philosophies, how they fight in Europe, and how it's translating over here to the States, and it's been proven fairly effective.
European media started to come up, especially your grappling. Definitely starting to see it.
We're used to watching German teams, Ukrainians and Russians, and trying to learn what we can. Ideally, we want to go into 10s, but
Speaking of which, I think you might in a minute. It looks like everyone's just going to get out there and do some mass battles. I want you to go out there and have some
I'm
fun.
probably done for the day. I counted my blessings. There was a moment today when CJ had me held up. He's like, Ian, and my neck is exposed. And I'm like, oh, no. So I think I'm going to call it a day for today and live to fight another day.
Well, we look
get my injuries
to seeing
healed.
You back on the stream because it's going to be all sorts of crazy. Thank you again for coming, man.
And hopefully we have you casting all these all the time. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you both.
Yeah, it really makes you know how to brush. Great to see you again, man. Oh. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Like I said, this is the end of kind of the sanctioned quarter ACS chapter match style. And we're going to go have some fun after this. So go ahead and grab your fun beer or your fun coffee and put on your fun pants, fun hat, whatever you got to have fun with. We'll be back in probably about 10 minutes. We're going to try and get everyone in the list, do some mass stuff, maybe some free-for-alls, and do some wacky stuff. But if this is where you want to tune out, because this is the end of the chapter match, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ben Sugarman. I want to give a great, huge thank you to Greg Favick, who set up everything that you've been watching through. The camera work it's genuine professional grade and makes it so much easier for everyone at home to follow. Big shout out to both the teams for showing up. Big shout out to the Iron Lions for traveling this far and bringing as many people as they did. But this is not the end of the action, only the start of the after party. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes. And until then, stay safe. Come on in, come on in.
Yeah, you can come in there. Just stand in the back and look mean.
There you go, yeah. There, get down, get down.
Get down to the back.
Down, take a knee.
Yeah, take a knee.
There you go, there you go.
You're the host, so you start talking.
All right, so I got good news and bad news. The bad news is this is going to be the end of the bow hurt. The good news is I snagged the barbarian and his friend. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah,
I'm Chris Torok.
Yeah, man. throwing axes
say
and
it.
everything. Yeah, what does it sound off like a god,
Yeah.
son? Yeah. You let the barbarian on things, and
Yeah.
we just started screaming at things.
So this was Chris's first time actually fighting in armor. So, and I gotta say, first off, well,
me too.
well,
Yeah.
well, you may not have won in points today. I think you did win the fashion game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The purple's a nice touch.
I've been getting compliments left and right, and
All right. So this was your first fight. Go ahead and tell us, how was it?
oh, it was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
There we
yeah.
go.
Look at him go. He's got a
All right.
All right.
So, so was there anything kind of you were expecting that, like, was like some things that were thrown at you just weren't expecting, or like what? Walk us through like how it was for you.
Well, before the fights and everything, I actually took a look at seeing what this team would bring to the table, and I noticed, a lot of the fighters here are grapple heavy. So I came in expecting that, and I thought it'd be a little more aggressive, but I think we were more aggressive, at least at the starts.
It's definitely a tactic sometimes to just sit back, let it develop, then make your move.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's grapple heavy is pretty much an understatement, but. But yeah, you did good. You did good for your first fight. Very, very proud. He's been with us for at least you were at least a year before COVID training. So I'd say you got pretty hungry for steel. You're ready to get in it already.
Oh yeah. Aside from the few armor failures and everything I experienced, nothing but joys.
Oh yeah, it doesn't help that you have my nice Critters. So
Yes.
They're nice and shiny.
yeah, right.
It doesn't match.
He's got this all black purple and then just shiny mittens.
Yep.
I mean, and realistically, a lot of these fighters, this being like their first or second fight for the Pine Barrens, you guys hung tough and you guys took it to them. And I have nothing to say bad about that. I think the reason why we were being aggressive because when you have a bunch of new guys, simpler's better.
Yes.
You don't want to try and play. You don't want to try and throw squirrely things at them. Like,
oh yeah.
At one point in time, I just told all you guys, run to the right corner. You all run over there, like run diagonally at them, give them as hard as you can. I'm gonna go left. Okay.
And guess what? We all charged that right corner.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Sure shit
Yeah,
did.
you
It was good.
And especially part of that new fighter indecision. Sometimes you don't know what to do. A simple direction like that, like, hey, go this way. Then they do it, and you got the fight starting to happen.
It's a thing with newer fighters. You see a little bit of timidity. You see a little bit of like lackluster want to go and get it. I'm like, no, hunger, go get it.
Yeah.
At least for your first couple fights, you just need to go and get it.
Feed.
Yeah. Blood's in the water. You want to get it, son.
Yeah.
But realistically, once you get a couple of fights and you understand what the fight's about, you understand, okay, I'm going to get really tired if I keep doing this thing or I'm doing that thing. You realize that, and then you can go and start doing a little bit of different things, and you start talking a little bit more with each other. That's one thing we did. We communicated well with each other. I was calling out the people were calling out to each other. The Iron Lions.
Communication is key.
Communications is like the number one right now. I think right now for the U.S. is we need to communicate better, and we need to talk to each other during the fight.
Yeah.
I usually just heckle everybody else that's fighting against me,
Which is a valid tactic.
One guy started clapping me in the side of the head with his axe, and I'm like, "Yeah, you're hitting me hard, but I really don't care."
Yeah.
I just yelled, "Whatever, keep going, buddy."
Yeah, I saw you do a little. Come on.
Just keep wasting it. That's fine. Well, I was hollering out to my guy too, going, "Hey, I got these guys. Can you start hitting them sometime today?"
Yeah, I saw it was like you and Ian a few times were just getting two on you. Like, all right, guys, start making moves.
Yeah,
shit.
This is our job right here. Fight 2-3 people at a time, and let you guys come over and help.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
So I'm curious. Your first fight's done. You are gonna probably take some time to kind of recalibrate, think about what you want to do. What are some of the things that you are kind of taking away from this, and some things you'd like to train up more?
More or less, I think I still need to work on more grappling skills, because from a time or two I did get thrown.
Right.
Probably just comes with experience.
Absolutely.
But then it's just more cardio.
Okay.
Because after a few good runs and everything, you're starting to feel a little tired. But
and then enough of like what you want to. Let me hear something you did good on. What do you think you did good? Hype yourself up.
I think my edge placements were pretty good for when I struck.
You were chopping.
Everybody was really good about axe chopping
Yeah.
today. Like
Yeah.
they were chopping on edge.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
were.
see a lot of side stuff. I didn't see a lot of back stuff or anything like that.
Yeah, I felt bad. CJ had one in the corner. I think it was Amber, and was just like, it's like, oh shit.
Somebody hit me right in the base of the ribs in my
Yeah.
chest armor. I was like, ooh, it didn't knock the breath out of
Yep.
me, but it sucked. I was like, hello, I know you're there now. Thanks.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see you keep coming back out in armor.
Oh, I
can't wait to see, once the fights start to pick up a little bit more regularity, See, because now we got your baseline. Can't go below it. You got to keep going up.
It's only uphill from here.
It's on video now.
Oh,
So-
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot we're all on video.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
words.
Yeah. There's no more just. Oh, I remember back in the day. No.
Damn,
Nah.
Yeah, I love that. I
Yeah.
love the being completely anonymous. Can't do that
That
anymore.
video from back then.
Yeah.
No videos. No
Everyone
videos
loves
at all.
video until it's like, oh, I did do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like we all made the same
Yeah.
noise.
All right. So
Cut this out. Finish this.
Yeah. No, we'll edit this out in post. Out of this live post. But yeah. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in again. This is Paul the Barbarian and Chris. Big thanks again to Greg Fabic and the production work that he did.
Hell fucking yeah.
My name is Ben Sugarman. You can find me on the Nightlife. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe because there will be more once we get vaccinated, vicious, and get the fuck in. All right, with that, have a good night.